Oh my god, I somehow messed up my elbow. I literally think I tore a ligament or something. Oh man, I just messed this whole thing up. It's so weird. I can see you in the background. I don't like that. So I'm gonna start out kind of... Wait, no I'm not. What am I trying to say? Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a... What am I trying to say? Does that sound stupid? Do I need to redo that? He's getting milk everywhere. Okay, I'm redoing that. But I gave him a passy the second day he was old. I gave him a passy the second day he was born. What am I trying to say? When he was 2 days old. Oh my god. I can't even fix my hair. I literally... Don't do anything stupid back there because we can see you. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a parenting regrets, kind of things I said I'd never do as a parent video. I'm also doing this video in collab with Chantel Nicole Vlogs, so be sure to go check out her video that she's going to be doing. I will put it in the cards up here, and it'll also be in the description box down below, so be sure to go check that out. Max is laying right there, and Jackson is laying right there eating, so if you guys hear things or see things moving in the background, it is them. But my battery has 25%, so we're just going to go ahead and get started with this video. So I wrote them down like an old-fashioned old lady because my phone, I just feel like I can't read things right on my phone, so I wrote them down. I feel like I do better writing things down. I'm gonna go back and forth between things I said I'd never do as a parent and the parenting regrets, just so it's not one long list of one thing and one long list of the other. So the first thing I have for things I'd said I'd never do as a parent is giving Jackson as much TV and screen time as he does. If you guys watch our vlogs, you know that our nightly routine is Jackson laying on the bed in his swaddle, watching a vlogger or some type of video at the end of the night, and I honestly wish I didn't get him into that. He's only 7 months old, so it's not that big of a deal. It is something that I can fix or not do as much in the future, but I wish that I didn't kind of get that into his routine, and I feel like I did just because that's kind of my routine. I lay in bed at the end of the night and I watch YouTube videos, or I watch a show that I missed or something like that, so I wish I didn't give him as much screen time, but again, because he is only 7 months old, I do have time to fix that. And then for my regrets as a parent, the first thing I would have to say is sweating the small stuff. And I know that that may sound dumb, but as a first-time parent, I feel like I kind of went into it not knowing what I was doing, just got overwhelmed by every little thing that came my way. And it also had to do with postpartum depression, which I did have in the beginning. I had it for, I think, maybe 3 or 4 months, which is also another thing in my parenting regrets, is not getting help or not knowing enough about postpartum depression, because it is not something to be afraid of. It's not something to not want to get help with, and I know Max told me multiple times to go get help or to talk to somebody, and I just didn't want to. I was a first-time mom. I didn't want to admit that I had postpartum depression, and I thought it was a big deal, especially being as young as I was. I was scared to go get help. I didn't want somebody to see me as just, you know, a young mom who doesn't know what she's doing. I didn't want to be judged, so I didn't go and get help. So I think that that was one of my biggest regrets in the first few months, was just getting super overwhelmed easily, and I don't anymore. I can honestly say that I've managed it, or maybe I've just gotten used to it, but that was something that I totally regret in the beginning, was just getting super overwhelmed and not even wanting to leave the house because of it. My second thing for things I said I would never do as a parent is formula feed before 6 to 8 months. I wanted to breastfeed longer, which I guess goes along with one of my regrets, is that I wish I breastfed longer, and it honestly is because I just didn't feed myself good enough. I didn't take good enough care of myself, which means then I didn't produce enough and my supply was just super low. Jackson also went on a nursing strike around, I think, 4 months old, so he totally did not want to take the boob. He only wanted a bottle, so I had a lot of issues being able to pump enough and put it into a bottle and give it to him, let alone he wanted to feed at night, obviously, and I didn't want to have to get up and pump in the middle of the night, so I just went and did formula feeding. I was trying to get a job at the time. I was a nanny, so I didn't really want to be breastfeeding around other kids, so I just decided to go with formula, and it's honestly one of my biggest regrets, because I wish I breastfed longer. It would have saved so much money. It doesn't save time, I would say, because I definitely think if you're looking for time, formula is the way to go, but then that also goes along with one of my regrets as a parent, was not breastfeeding enough, because I wasn't one of those moms that absolutely loved breastfeeding and, you know, could have done it for a year, 2 years, but I definitely did like it because it was just one of those things that only I could do, and it was nice to know that only I could do something for my child, but at the same time that was also a negative, because then Max couldn't feed him him in the middle of the night, or he couldn't feed him, you know, if we were out somewhere. So honestly, that is one of my biggest regrets, and it is one of those things I said I'd never do. I said I would never give him formula before 6 to 8 months, and I ended up giving him formula at 4 months. Another thing I said I would never let myself do is look like a slob, and I know that in the vlogs maybe I don't look like a slob, but I don't look as good as I wish I did. I always said that I was going to be one of those moms that put makeup on every day, did my hair, showered every day. I wasn't going to let having a baby stop me from doing any of that, because if you guys know, I am huge into makeup, so I wanted to look my best all the time, and I feel like that goes along with one of my biggest regrets then, was not getting up to do my hair and my makeup. And obviously I'm not talking about like a full face, like right now I have lashes on, I did a full face, so I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about just getting up and making myself look a little bit more presentable, which I didn't do, and I definitely regret doing, because when I do my hair and my makeup and I put on something other than a t-shirt and running shorts, I feel a little bit better about myself. And that's one of those things as a mom that you just want to do. You want to feel good about yourself. You want to get up and have a purpose of getting up other than just, oh, I have to feed the baby, I have to change the baby, I have to play with the baby. So I feel like that's one of the things I regret the most, is not taking care of myself. The last thing for the things I said I never do was give him a passy. I gave him a passy when he was 2 days old, and I don't necessarily regret it, but it's one of those things that I said I would never do. I didn't want him to be dependent on a pacifier, and honestly, he's not dependent on it. He doesn't need it. We do give it to him to go to sleep at night because it does help him. When he loses it in the middle of the night, he does freak out, so I would say maybe he's a little bit dependent on it, but it's not one of those things that he has to have all day, every day. He can play with toys, he can chew on other things, he doesn't need to have his passy, but it's one of those things that I said I didn't want to do and I ended up doing. And the last thing on my list, something I remembered after filming this that I really regretted as a parent, was not getting newborn pictures done. I did get the pictures at the hospital, and I'm so glad I did, because I debated getting them, but the thing I regret the most is not getting professional newborn pictures taken. I did take them myself, but they weren't the same, so I would tell you, if you really are considering getting newborn pictures taken professionally, just spend the money and do it, because I wish I had. But anyway, back to the video. And the last regret that I have is buying all of those crazy gadgets that you don't need, but you think you need. Things like the rock and play and the swing and all those fancy little things that you think, oh, he's gonna need this, he's gonna want this, he's gonna use this every day. He didn't use them. We got the rock and play, and I think we used it for maybe 2 weeks, and in those 2 weeks we probably used it maybe 6 or 7 times, and he never used it again. We honestly had it sitting up here in my room for months, and he never used it. We used it a few times just to get him to sleep during the night, because he wanted to be rocked to sleep, so we got the auto rock and play, which every mom swears by, and I'm telling you, we did not use it. It's one of those things that you think you need and then you don't need. It was a nice option to have, I will say, but we never used it. And for some reason I was thinking in my head, you know, every mom says you have to have it, so then we went out and got it and we never used it. So that's definitely one of my biggest regrets, is going out and spending a lot of money on those, you know, big fancy things that you don't necessarily need. So that is all I have for today's video, and he keeps burping. Oh my god, that's like his 4th burp. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and leave us any comments or questions you may have, because we love hearing from you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in our next video. Bye guys. Oh shoot! I was supposed to do the... Don't forget that this video is a collab with Chantel Nicole Vlogs, so be sure to go check her video out. Again, it'll be in the cards right up here and in the description box down below. So be sure to check her video out and tell her I sent you. And don't forget to subscribe down... No, don't say that part. We already said that part at the end. Dada. That's all you say, Dada. Say bye, guys. Okay. Bye, guys.